Good afternoon and welcome to another VLRP lesson. My name is Mpanya, and today we are going to look at future, present, and past continuous tenses. And this lesson is for the grade 9s. And I welcome you all. I see that some schools have joined, and I hope that teachers are behind this. Please remember to have your pens and papers ready so that you can be able to take some notes. Right. The future continuous tense is formed with the words will and be plus the present participle of the verb, ing. I hope that teachers, before we can go further, you have taught them the structure of the sentence, how the sentence is formed. And this will also make it easier for us to go through these future continuous tenses with them, not struggling with the first person, second person, third person, subject, verb, and object. Right. As I've already mentioned, future continuous tense is formed with the words will and be plus the present participle of the verb. This present participle is used in forming continuous tenses. When we say continuous, we mean the action keeps on going on. So this is what happens. Unlike most other tenses or verb tenses, you don't need to give different forms of any verbs to match person, number, or gender. For example, I and we normally use shall, né? But here it is still correct to use will as an auxiliary verb, because you don't need to give different forms of any verbs to match a person, number, or gender. The following is the structure of the sentence in continuous tense. Subject, I and we are in present tense, singular and plural. You is in second person, both in singular and plural. And then we have the third person, in which we find the common and proper nouns, he, she, it, or proper nouns. And then those are in singular, and for plural, we use the subject they. But under auxiliary, remember auxiliary, it can also be used as a helping verb, because it helps our verb to change the form into present participle. So under auxiliary for present, we have will, and then in the past, it will be would, plus be, and the present participle of the verb work, which changes into working. Simple future tense indicates an intention to do something in the future. It does not refer to a continuous action over a specific period of time in the future. For example, simple future tense present, I will dance all night. You will receive present. But let us look at how it changes into future tense past. I would dance all night will becomes would in both instances. You would receive presents. The future continuous tense is a verb tense that shows an action happening over a period of time in the future. Not today, not yesterday, but in the future. The following sentence indicates an action continuing over a specific future period of time. In present tense, I will be dancing all night. You will be receiving presents. But in the past, it will be I would, because will changes to would. You would. I would be dancing all night. You would be receiving presents. The future continuous tense also shows more certainty than the simple future tense does. We use the future continuous tense for action we know will happen. And then we use the simple future tense for actions that are less likely or uncertain. They are less likely to happen. For example, in future continuous, where the action is certain, we have sentence like, they will be promoting me on Friday, because the statement indicates the action we know will happen. While in the future, in the simple future, because the action is uncertain, these are the examples. They will promote me on Friday. Can you see the difference? Because this statement indicates that the action that is less likely to happen, they will promote me on Friday. When using the future continuous tense with negatives, we must insert the word not after will and before be. For example, she will be joining us this evening. Let us negate this statement. Remember, when we negate, we use not. She will not be joining us this evening. For positive sentences, if the subject is a pronoun, we use a contraction with the subject and the word will. Let us look at an example. She will be coming around the lake. Now, the future tense contraction will be she'll be coming around the lake. We have contracted WI. Ne? I will be sleeping until noon. We took out WI in will and put an apostrophe. Then it becomes, I'll be sleeping until noon. For negative sentences, instead of using a contraction with the subject, use the contraction want for will not. For example, in future tense, she will be coming around the lake, while in future tense with contraction, it is written, she will not or she won't be coming around the lake. I will be sleeping until noon for future tense, while for future tense with contraction will be, I will not or I won't be sleeping until noon. Look, we have contracted the word will not. So we took out W-I-L-L and N for not. And now we have a new contraction, want. When using the future continuous tense in a question, the subject comes after will and before be. When you ask a question, the statement will be in future tense, she will be coming around the lake. Now we are asking a question, will she be coming around the lake? Look at the subject right in the middle between will and be. Timothy will be sleeping until noon. And then in this side, will Celeste be sleeping until noon? Can you see the name? Then for negative questions, we typically use the contraction want to replace will not if the subject is a pronoun. In cases in which a sentence starts with a common or proper noun, the subject comes after will and before be. Let's look at the first example. She will not be coming around the lake because we are using pronoun. Won't she be coming around the lake? Now let us see when we use a proper or a common noun. Timothy will not be sleeping until noon. Will Timothy be sleeping until noon? Not won't Timothy be sleeping until noon, because we are using a common or proper noun. This brings us to the end of our lesson for today. I hope that you have enjoyed the lesson, and goodbye.
Thank you, Ntate Mphanya. I'm seeing negative sentences and positive sentences, Ntate Mphanya. It means you can teach